Master Rule 1. Subject Verb Concord. This concord implies that the subject controls the verb. Under it, the first rule states singular subject plus singular verb. It means that whenever the time you have singular subjects, what follows that subject is a singular verb. These are the examples. The boy plays football. The boy is singular subject. That's why it takes plays, which is singular verb. My mother is a teacher. He goes to school. The second rule states plural subject takes plural verb. And these are the examples. The boys play football. This time around, the boys is plural. That's why it takes plural verb, which is play. The teachers have arrived, and so on and so forth. Master Rule 2. The and rule. This rule implies that subjects joined by and normally take a plural verb because and it joins two nouns or two words together to make it plural basically. And these are the examples. Tunde and Musa are friends. Mathematics and English are my best subjects. Ade and Tolu go to school. But we have some exceptions to this rule. The first exception states double title subject concord. When two names joined by and refer to one person, use a singular verb. For instance, our principal and English teacher is absent. Our principal and English teacher. So here, the content is self-explanatory. Our principal and English teacher is one person. It refers to one person. Our principal is also our English teacher. How do we know? In the absence of article the in the second noun, which is English teacher. Compare these two examples. The first one, our principal and English teacher is absent, one person. But the second example, our principal and the English teacher are absent, two different people. The presence of article the before the second noun changes the rule and make it plural. So these are the differences between when and conjunction refers to one single person or two different people. So if it is one person, use singular verb. If it is two different people, use plural verb. So, and one of the instances that can make us differentiate them between them easily is the article the, as portrayed in these examples given. The second example, whereby two different words or two different nouns connotes one idea and we use singular instead of plural, is when one idea, one meal, one item, etc. We have two different words joined by and, but these two different words, they give one idea meaning, or one meal, or one item. For instance, bread and butter. Bread is one word, butter is another word, but basically both of them are joined together by and to give one meaning, which is breakfast, or let me say meal. Bread and butter is my favorite breakfast. The same thing applicable to rice and beans. It refers to as one single meal. Time and tide, wait for no man, treated as one proverbial idea. The third rule is indefinite pronoun concord. The rule states the following indefinite pronouns always take a singular verb. So, and these are the A, B, C, D, word beginning with every, B, with one that begins with no, C, the one that begins with some, and D, the one that begins with any, anybody, anyone, anything, anywhere, and E, others, like each, either, neither. Whenever the time you see any of these indefinite pronouns, use singular verb with them. These are the examples for the rule. Number 1, every child is happy. Everybody likes him. Neither of the two boys is absent. each boy has a car. These examples, you see that they have indefinite pronoun in the subjective position, and the verb that they take, they are singular verb because they are regarded as singular. Even if they give meaning, plural meaning, we use singular verb with them. That's why we say every child is happy, and so on and so forth. The exception to this rule is when we have of in front of some of these indefinite pronouns, like each of, one of. When each of or one of is followed by a plural noun, the pattern changes and it becomes plural noun plus singular verb. And these are the examples. Each of the boys plural noun plus singular verb, has a car. Each of the students receives a certificate. One of the teachers, plural noun plus singular verb, is absent. Under this rule, we have another rule which is called pronoun and antecedent concord. An antecedent is the noun or pronoun to which another pronoun refers. Example, Tolu came early because she wanted to see the principal. Tolu is the antecedent. Why? Because this pronoun she is referring back to the Tolu, whereby, so therefore, Tolu is the antecedent. When we are talking about this rule, a pronoun must agree with its antecedent in terms of number, person, and gender. You know, if the gender is clearly stated, there is no issue. We know that if the gender is masculine, we use masculine gender or masculine pronoun. If it is feminine, we use feminine gender. That one is clear. Even if it is plural, that's clearly stated, we use there. But the issue is where these pronouns, the gender of the pronoun is not clearly stated, like every, everyone, each. These are the pronouns. They are not clearly stated, especially in the singular form. When we have this, the rule states we use is or are. We use is or are. Every student should submit each or her assignment. Everyone should perform his or her duty. Each candidate should bring his or her registration slip. We cannot, because each can be for male, it can be for female. We cannot just say each candidate should bring his registration slip. We have to consider the both gender. Since the gender is not clearly stated, that's why we say his or her registration slip. But because there are a lot of things here, but because of I don't want to bombard you with a lot of talk here. Just read what I wrote under it for UTM recommendation. Master Rule 4, the last man rule, which is also known as the law of nearness or the law of proximity. The rule states when two subjects are joined by any of these following correlative conjunctions, and when we are talking about correlative conjunctions, we have either or, neither nor, not only, but also. Whenever the time we see any of these, the verb agrees with the subject nearest to it. These are the examples. Number 1, either the teacher or the students are coming. We said the students because it is the one that is nearest to the verb are. The second one, the reverse, when we reverse the sentence, either the students or the teacher is coming because the teacher is the nearest to the verb is, and the verb, that's why we use is, because the teacher is singular subject, we use singular verb, and so on and so forth. The same thing applicable to the rest of examples. And it can also come in the different pattern. This pattern, for instance, if Shade passes her exam or examination, our teachers, our friends, or Shola is to be praised, because Shola here is the nearest to the verb is, and Shola is a singular subject. That's why we use is. In the last example, number 8 examples, for instance, teachers are next to the verb are, and the teachers is a plural subject, and that's why we use plural verb are. So that's called the law of nearness or the law of proximity. Master Rule 5, accompaniment concord or the ignore rule. The rule states When the subject is followed by any of the following expressions, the verb agrees with the main subject, not the noun after the expressions. So common interrupting expressions, they are known as interrupting expressions. They will not be considered, they will be totally ignored. And these expressions are as well as, together with, along with, and so on and so forth. These are the examples. The first example, the principal, together with the teachers, is here. Even we have together with the teachers, which connotes plural, the teachers plus the teachers. But because this together with the teachers is just interrupting statement expressions, it should not be considered. The main subject will be considered, and the subject here is the principal, which is the singular subject. That's why we use singular verb is. Number 2, Mary, as well as our friends, is present. Mary is the main subject, and as well as our friend is just interrupting expressions that will be ignored. Number 3, the students with their teacher are ready. This example now, the student is the subject and is plural subject. That's why we use are, because it will take plural verb. With their teacher is just interrupting expression that should be shunned. So this is the golden formula for it. The next master rule is rule 6, which is the group rule, also called collective noun concord. The rule states, collective nouns may take either a singular or plural verb, depending on how they are used in a sentence. Collective noun, we have known in our previous classes, we made the definition for collective noun known. So we can say these are the examples of a collective noun. Many entities or many individuals come as a unit. That is a collective noun. For instance, family consists of father, mother, children, and so on and so forth. And they come together, they become one, we call them family. Family is a collective noun. The rule for collective noun, it can take singular verb, it can take plural verb. These are the rules guiding the collective noun. Rule 1, the group acts as one unit. If the collective noun acts as one unit, use a singular verb. But when they work separately, that's why we say when they act together as one unit, here we use singular verb. For instance, the team is playing well. The committee has reached a decision. The class is writing an examination. In these examples, these collective nouns, they work as one entity. But when they work separately or they act separately, we use plural verb. We say use a plural verb for collective noun when the member of the group are acting individually or performing different actions. These are the examples. Number 1, the team are wearing different jerseys. Number 2, the committee have expressed different opinions. Have you seen that these examples, they connote that these collective nouns are acting individually or they are performing different actions, and that's why plural verb is considered. How to apply the rule? Step 1, identify the collective noun. Having known the collective noun, then ask yourself, are the members acting together as one unit? If yes, use a singular verb. If no, use a plural verb. Just compare these examples to have further understanding on when to use singular verb for collective noun and when to use plural verb for collective noun.